All right, let's design the lighting for a kitchen today. All right, the first step is I need to figure out the square footage of this room. Let's grab that. Probably about down to there. Cross. Okay, 265. All right, so next we're going to go over to our calculator. Let's assume that we're going to do dark finishes for this room. So we're going to use this last calculator. I'll select kitchen, 265. And then we do have some tall-ish ceilings at 10. All right, so now we know how many lumens we need for this room. I'll put this back over here. So I have it for reference. Okay, so what I've done with the floor plan is just done an overlay of possible alignments that we could take some cues from. Looks like the island is kind of centered on this range and the hood. So there's some nice symmetry happening there. We've got this sink over here. Maybe that's an opportunity to line some things up. Uh, I I plan on using some downlights to provide most of the illumination in this space. And I do like to locate those lights about 4 to 6 inches away from the leading edge of the base cabinets. So this allows you to get some light down into those base cabinets while also not casting a shadow onto the countertop where you're working if you kind of like lean over and if you're doing some cutting. So it just kind of helps address some shadow issues. A lot of people like to put lights kind of in the middle here because it's sort of this symmetrical midpoint. But from a functional standpoint, I definitely like to keep the lights a little bit closer to the work surface itself. So that's where we need the light. All right, so let's start off by putting in some downlights. Probably have one in the corner here. Probably have one over here. And then I do want to illuminate this hood vent. The cooktop's going to get illumination from the hood itself with some recessed lights, but I do want to kind of let that focal point of the hood be something that we celebrate. So I'm going to grab this. Might do 2 or 3. Let's do 2. And then how far away are we? So let's do about 2 feet away. Since the hood's pretty high up on the wall, we do want the lights to be maybe a little closer than what I'm showing here. All right, let's keep going with these. Maybe it lines up with this counter. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead. This is kind of close. I'm just going to put these a little closer and then a little closer together. And then probably want to do a downlight here at the sink. Need lots of light there. Continue to march along here. Let's do one more on this side. Get that base cabinet. Okay, so at the island, a lot of folks like to do some kind of a decorative lighting elements. Just need to make sure we have enough light. So let's make some assumptions. Let's give it a shot. So let's put some over here. I'm thinking maybe these aren't pendants. Maybe they're close to the ceiling and kind of have a decorative appearance, but they're not hanging down and kind of like in your sight line if you're standing around the islands and hosting a party and you can't see across. It's kind of weird. So I like to keep these lights closer to the ceiling. Not really doing a pendant, but still something decorative. Okay, so the alignments are getting there. It's a little bit weird. Um, maybe we just do one here. And then we scoot this over, scoot this over. And then maybe these really read as their own thing. I don't want it to look like we're trying to line up with that. Okay, so let's see how much light we're working with here. So let's go back to the calculator and find some placeholders. So let's do an adjustable for that hood. That's 770 lumens. And then let's go find a downlight. So that's 1,000 lumens. Okay, let's see where we're at. So we got so 8, so that's 8,000 lumens for the downlights, plus 770, so that's 8,770. Let's go back over here, see where we're at. Okay, so I need another 4,000 lumens. That's probably, I'm not going to be able to do that with these decorative lights. That's probably asking a little bit too much. So why don't we plan on adding in some under cabinet lights? We've got these shelves here kind of at the windows. So let's do a few of these. So that's 6 of those. Let's go find there we go. So let's do a recessed. 200 lumens, okay. There's 6 of those, 200. So plus, so that puts us at 9,970. So that means that these 3 decorative lights need to make up the difference. So that leaves about 2,900, roughly 3,000 to go. So that means that each of these decorative lights need to be about 1,000 lumens, which is still fairly bright. Each, okay. So this is the part where I would then meet with the interior designer and the homeowner or architect to kind of get a sense for aesthetically, what do we want for these 3 decorative lights over the islands. It just helps us to kind of narrow down our options since there's so many lights out there to just kind of be able to rein it in and understand that we need it to be about 1,000 lumens each. All right, so that's that. Going back to our placeholder lights, on the projects I work on, I start with these. I'd say about 50% of the time we stay with the light that I selected. Often the electrician or the GC or the homeowner has some opinions about lighting, or they have a favorite light from a previous job that they really want to use. And so then we just kind of switch over to that. Just keep in mind that as you are looking for lights out there, that you find lights that are dimmable, since not all LEDs are dimmable, and that the light is UL listed for the country that you're working in. And then finally, make sure that you have a light with a good color rendering score. We want to target at least 90. That way we bring out the true color of the materials that we're installing in our space. All right, that's it for now. Give the calculator a shot. If you want me to double check your work, I'm happy to do that. Send me a note through the website, and I will put a link to this in the YouTube description below.